Yeah, got a new show for y'all.
Got a damn good show. All right, today we talking about the black people and the woke people on TikTok melting down because 50 white Afrikaners have been brought to this country as refugees. Yeah, black people ain't got no sense. They ain't got 50 Africans coming here, white Africans. Yeah. And they're pissed about that when Joe Biden let in maybe 5 million, 6 million brown people? Over the last 4 years, I think it's more. I bet you it's shocking. I bet you they say, I bet you it's like 10, 15 million people that they let in this country. I guarantee it. Yeah. Hey, but before we get to today's video, don't forget we got a new giveaway. Ram 2500 Turbo Diesel and 10,000 in cash. To get in it, just go to officialhartstwins.com, buy anything on my website and get in it to win. Damn good coffee, Mifflin Blue, supplements, and these t-shirts. Go to officialhartstwins.com. I already told him that. All right, let's get to the show.
White America is so paranoid about losing the white majority, they are resorting to import white again.
If that was their motivation to have more white people in the country, to have more white babies, they only let in 50 white people from Africa. How many hundreds of millions of people in this country? So no critical thinking skills. Yeah. Millions of brown people came to this country, but you're pissed over 50 white people from Africa. Yeah.
50 immigration policies is in place again, right? Now they want more white women to have more white babies. That's not working, so they are importing white, like they used to do in the 1950s, right? White South Africans are coming to America.
50.
And you would say to yourself, whoa, I guess Trump is against immigrant. Trump is against black minority immigrant. They want white folks to be in the country, so white South African, the minority group that used to rule under the apartheid in South Africa, has special status to come to America.
Well, we allow people in this country under asylum if they're being persecuted, discriminated against, fleeing violence. There's stories of white people that own farms. The black people down there are taking over their farms and killing them and taking their property. Yeah, I think that you fit the prerequisite to come in the United States of America. Yeah, and Joe Biden let all these brown-skinned Latinos into the country and all these other places because they're just looking for a better life. They're not fleeing persecution. Right. They're actually trying to change the demographic in this country. Yeah, exactly. But Trump's trying to do that with 50 people from Africa, white people.
And leave, right? 1950 immigration policies, because I don't know if you guys are aware or understand that the black diaspora didn't start coming to America until after the civil rights in 1964.
Shut up, idiot. If this guy was so, if he wanted like white people to be overtaken in this country, why don't this guy, he's a black guy, why don't he bring up to the fact to black people, say, hey, some places in this country, more people, black people are being aborted than born, like up in New York. Why don't he talk about that if that's your goal, to make the white the minority in this country? Yeah, but man, it goes against that narrative, though. You gotta keep that scary, man. Imagine if this country, the majority was black people. You wouldn't have a United States of America. Yeah, I would leave. Name one place where a majority of the population is black and they improved that area. Name one. Just one. Name a city. All right, calm down. Just one. I can't. Just one. Chicago. Man, I hope Detroit. It's another good. Baltimore. Hey, let me say this. Come on, I got some more cities. Come on. They didn't make it better. Jackson, Mississippi. I'm just saying, man. That's my point. They didn't make it better. I don't have nothing against black people. I'm black. I'm basing this on how they think. Yeah. They ain't worth a damn when it comes to intelligence. They make horrible decisions. Yeah, politically. They're not very politically and anything else.
And that is the reason why I have great appreciations for the native blacks, right? what you guys call African American, the native blacks. So because if it were not because of their ancestors' blood, sweat, and tears, the Haitians would not be here. Jamaicans, Bahamian, Nigerians, all those black diasporas, there wouldn't be such a thing because it was America policy, immigration policy to just import white folks. Now, 2025, we have MAWA, not MAGA, we have MAWA now, Make America White Again. And those guys, they are willing to do anything they can to make sure, because a lot of stats are out there saying that by 2030, there will be a majority minority.
You're brain dead. With 50 white South Africans. He's gonna. We don't need.
And those white Americans freaking out. Now they are importing white folks, white South African. And guess what? You hear all we want is the best education. So for you have to. No, guess what? All those people are farmers. They're not coming here with no education. They're not coming here with highly specialized degrees. No, all they have. The white South African used to rule under apartheid. Those
they speak English.
Yeah, he keeps.
You know what I'm saying? They speak English
because they was a part of that apartheid.
Yeah, but they speak English. How many millions of people we let into this country can't speak a word of English?
Mm-hmm.
So how are they going to assimilate into U.S. culture?
You know what's refreshing about the South Africans?
They're going to be leeches. The people don't speak English.
Yeah, I know.
We gotta pay for where they stay. Their medical. We gotta subsidize these people so they can live in this country. They don't even speak English. These people speak English, and when they got here, they had American flags.
That's what
they didn't come here with that Mexican flag, waving it all in my face like this. Yeah, Venezuela, baby. Get the hell off me. Venezuela.
Those are the folks that Donald Trump said, okay, you know what? We want those folks to come here because just the color of the skin. They are importing whites at whatever cost. That's MAWA.
He brought up the Haitians. Can they assimilate into U.S. culture? They only speak the language.
Hey, he's basing all this on this conspiracy theory on 50 white people from Africa.
Well, when Trump started bringing in millions of white people,
yeah, I would say, okay, I think there's some truth to that.
Yeah.
And you know if he did, I wouldn't blame him.
Democrats been doing it for years, trying to change the demographic of this country.
Make America white again, make America great again. We have been telling you guys, this is what those guys meant when they said make America great again, is how can we become 70, 86% of society again? And we might even be able to enslave, segregate all we wanted again. That's what.
70 to 80% again. I think it's around 70% right now. But without the Latino vote, Trump doesn't win the presidency.
Yeah.
The male Latino vote?
Y'all got two things against you. You got white people and Latinos.
Do what?
They got white people and Latinos. Latinos are turning, starting to vote right.
Well, the males are.
Mm-hmm. That's what greatness is for those folks. We've been telling you guys, but you guys are not listening.
Shame on the United States. Shame. Shame on Donald Trump and his whole administration. So check this out, y'all. White South Africans granted refugee status by the Trump administration. Now let that sink in. Look at these people. These people are the descendants of the colonizers and the apartheid rulers in South Africa. So the government over there.
Did you know you're a descendant of slavery? You were sold into slavery by your ancestors?
Yeah. Yeah,
you trying to hold something against these people they had no control over. I'm gonna hold something against you that you had no control over. You're the ancestors of people who sold our people into slavery. I mean, it's the same logic, same thing you're doing to the white people from Africa. It's nonsense.
Stop, you gonna make his head hurt.
Is using their constitution to help give land back to the native Africans. They're buying.
Think about that. You're a white farmer. You know what? We're amending the Constitution. You're giving your land back. You're giving it to some black people. You shouldn't have this land.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm scared to death of black people. If black people as look what they doing. They write in the Constitution, you're white, you give your land back to the black folks. Black people, it's something, I don't know. They don't think correctly.
What do you think with their skin? And it's a bias which keeps them from thinking.
Why no other races afflicted with
land
this,
from South Africans who own 70% of all the land, and you go, how did they do that? They stole it.
No,
then you
they
got
use their brains. How did y'all lose 70% of the land? You have no brains.
Yeah, there might be a little bit of truth to what he's saying, but I don't know. I'm not really hip to the
Keith.
South African politics.
Hey, Chief, man, come on now. Come on now.
But it used to be an apartheid system there, Kevin.
Well, I understand that, but why do we have apartheid there?
Why?
Use your brain. White people showed up. Man, these people ain't doing nothing here. This dude's living in a mud hole. These houses are made out of grass. They didn't even make the houses out of wood, man. It's mud.
Houses made out of
Sticks and wood. Oh, man, it's just...
I don't know. Maybe it was made out of sticks and wood. Maybe that's just propaganda that's been fed to us by the evil apartheid system itself.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Elon Musk and Donald Trump talking about there's a genocide happening.
I know he a fool. He wearing a Tupac shirt.
There's no genocide. The only genocides that are happening right now are in Gaza, the Congo, South Sudan. Those are really genocides, and those are really refugees. Then you got Trump, remember, talking about...
Those are refugees in South Africa. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
But,
and they speak English. They can assimilate into U.S. culture like that. Can South Sudan...
Mm-hmm. Maybe North Sudan.
No, it's in South Sudan. That stuff that's going on.
Mm-hmm. No, they can keep South. No, I don't want those people here.
Yeah.
Those people are savages.
They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs when he's referring to Haitians. That's not happening either, and it wasn't happening. They have real status to be here to work. But these guys, these Afrikaners, these poor farmers, they just, for whatever reason, can't make money in South Africa. You notice there ain't no millionaires and billionaires Afrikaners coming to the United States as refugees. It's the poors. They got money for wars but can't feed the poor. And I'm talking to you, white Americans, especially the ones who are in the lower class or poor. This really affects you. These Afrikaners are about to come over here, get free housing, free medical.
Don't tell me he's trying to make an argument that these poor white people going to take resources from other poor white people.
50 people.
Yeah, but you have millions of poor Latinos coming here taking resources away from poor black communities. I know you're not making that argument right now.
Yeah, he is. He is.
They're going to get jobs, they're going to get education, and meanwhile, a lot of you are going to continue to live in rural areas, in your trailers, in your apartments, and you're going to lose your jobs because of Doge. These guys are here.
Doge is going to fire people in rural areas. Those are government jobs that's in the cities.
Yeah.
Like D.C. and those areas.
Mm-hmm.
Man, these people are brain dead.
To get all the resources. America, that's a shame, y'all. That is a shame.
Yeah, it's like this dude turned these two black people, turns me into a racist.
Yeah. That'd be so scary if actually black people became the
majority.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, watch this. I'm going to play this real quick.
The United States itself has never officially said that there is a genocide in South Africa, none whatsoever. But they have said officially that there is a genocide going on in Sudan. So why are Afrikaners...
Man, they're not compatible with this country. They don't speak the language. Their culture doesn't align. These people are like barbaric.
Yeah.
They're not educated. That's why.
...being allowed in who are white, and the Sudanese are being closed out. I'll start with you, Scott.
I don't know. I don't know if they weigh one against the other that way. I mean, I do think it's not alleged discrimination that these people are facing in South Africa. I mean, the law there absolutely allows their property to be confiscated. They are subject to racial discrimination. Some have been subject to violence. from some reports that I have read. I mean, we're talking about 50-something people, and the people who seem to be angriest about this today had no problem with 20 million coming here. Some of the worst people in the world coming here, including gang members and so on and so forth. So,
look at that look on her face. The only reason why she cares is because they're white.
Yeah. You know what? I seen a prior episode of them talking. They're actually good friends. And look at the disdain she has on her face for what he's saying.
He's being I don't think they're good friends. He's just being
nice.
Yeah. Because if he doesn't say stuff like that, he's the white supremacist on CNN.
Right.
He's being diplomatic. That's what you call it. He was just being diplomatic. Look at this face.
Yeah, I can't believe these people upset over 50 people.
And they're getting their lands, their farm taken away from them.
Yeah.
They're losing everything.
But it just goes to show how racist black liberals are.
Yeah.
So I don't have a lot of sympathy for the folks who are outraged today after what happened to this country over the last several years, over 50-something people who are clearly being discriminated against in South Africa.
But I think it's the reason for this, Allison.
Okay. So if you think about the history of South Africa.
Watch, she's not going to address anything he says. I guarantee you, she's going to deflect and just put up things that's irrelevant. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
It being under an apartheid system where I think it is 80% of the population that are black Africans only own 4% of the land. That is because they were put in shanty towns and moved into areas where they had no rights. And so 30 plus years ago, they went through a the apartheid system ended, and they reformed their constitution under the great leader of Nelson Mandela, and that allowed for a racial reconciliation, one that this country has yet to do. But South Africa did it, and they reformed their constitution, and part of that is that the people who are native to that land deserve their rightful land back. That is not what the Afrikaners actually want to have happen, which are the white Africans, and so who are not originally from Africa, who colonized South Africa also. And so that is what they are saying is discrimination. Now, if the Constitution in South Africa is discriminatory, they have their checks and balances in that land, just like we do, and that is for them to. So if the Afrikaners don't actually like the land, they can leave that country.
They are. They're leaving to come here.
No. They can
These refugees are coming here.
They can actually leave and go to where their native land is.
Now she's saying you need to go somewhere else besides here.
She's actually against those people coming to America.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably Germany.
Are you against them coming here?
Holland, probably. Holland.
Are you against them coming here?
I'm against the hypocrisy of this administration.
No, that's not the question. The question is, are you against them coming here?
If there was actually a genocide happening, like there is in other places in Sudan, in the Congo, I'm not opposed for Congolese and for the Sudanese to come to Africa, just like I'm not opposed to Venezuelans and South Americans coming to America if they are fleeing and looking for asylum. What I am
just these 50 people you're against.
I am against, it's not about being against them. What I am against is that they are being given special treatment when there is not a genocide happening in South Africa.
Man, you crazy.
Making an argument that people are not being persecuted because of the color of their skin.
Yeah. Exactly what they're doing.
50 people.
Like, there's a lot of people like coming from like El Salvador, Venezuela, and they're coming up through Mexico. Why don't they seek asylum in Mexico if that's what she really believes? They're skipping all these countries along the way to come to America when they can find asylum in those countries. But no, they need to come here.
Yeah.
She just made that argument against them coming here. The same type of argument.
Exactly. Yeah, great point. That's a great point.
Yeah, these people suck. I say bring in 50 million white Afrikaners here to America. Let's do it.
That will make America great again.